Today, in this session, we are going to discuss about cell structure and functions. So what is a cell? We know that living organisms, plants, animals, microorganisms. So if you see a living organism like a plant or an animal, like human, you will find that the human have got so many parts. We have got different parts. We can easily identify, we can see them with the naked eye. Just you see your friend, and what are the different parts you identify in your friend? You will find head, body, hands, legs, eyes, nose, ears. So likewise, you will identify certain parts. So if somebody asks you with what a human is made, yes, a human is made with parts. If you see a plant, it has got a stem, leaves, branches and roots. So a plant is made up of different parts. Technically, we call these parts as organs. Sometimes you might have heard somebody talking about a liver, kidney, heart, brain. What are these? These are also the parts of our body. But they are all inside our body. So they are internal organs. Hands, legs, eyes, nose, ears. What are seen outside? Those are external organs. Anyway, a human body is made up of organs. A plant is made up of organs. Organs are nothing but the parts. Now what is this cell? How it is connected to these organs? If you see, our body is made up of organs. Organs are made up of tissues. Tissues are made up of cells. That means an organism, either a human being or animal, any dog or cat or anything, organism. An organism is made up of organs. Organs are made up of tissues. Tissues are made up of cells. So cell is the basic unit of living organisms. So you will find a building. See, there is a building. Here we have a building. So this building has got, this building is made up of, this is the building made up of walls, slab, flooring and all. So what are these walls made up of? Bricks. If you break the wall and see with what it is made up of, bricks. So brick is the basic unit with which a wall is made, and all the walls together constitute a room. All the rooms constitute a building. In the similar fashion, cells, they join together to form a tissue. Tissues join together to form an organ. Organs, they join together or work together to form an organism. So this is an organization. It's compared with a building. A building is made up of rooms, walls and bricks. In the similar fashion, an organism, a human, an animal, a plant is made up of organs. Organs are made up of tissues. Tissues are made up of cells. So cell is the basic structural as well as functional unit of living organisms. It means I am made up of organs. My organs are made up of tissues. My tissues are made up of cells. Ultimately, every living thing is made up of cells. So cell is the basic structural and functional unit of living organisms. Now let us see the discovery of cell. So we are talking about the cells. So now the technology is developed, it is advanced. We have advanced microscope with which we can see the minute parts of the living systems. That means we are able to see the cells, we are able to see the bacteria, we are able to see the virus under microscopes. So but when this cell was discovered and how it was identified or observed and who did that? It was the person called Robert Hooke in the year 1665. He discovered this cell when he was observing the dead cork cells of a tree. So cork is the dead part of the tree. The thin slice of cork he was observing under his crude microscope. It was not very advanced, but he was observing it under microscope. There he found some box-like structures. So likewise, he found that these small things as little rooms, little room. So the little rooms are called as cells. He called them as cells. But it was a dead tissue. Later, after 150 years after the discovery of this cell, the living tissues were observed under the advanced microscopes. But the first person, he was the Robert Hooke in 1665. He discovered this cell by observing the cork slices under his microscope. So cell is the basic unit, means whether it is a plant or animal or microorganism. If you say it is a living organism, its basic unit is cell. But we compared this cell with brick in the previous example. I told you that building is made up of walls and walls made up of brick. In the similar fashion, an organism is made up of organs, tissues and cells. But here the cell and bricks, both are same. Are there any differences? If you find the bricks of a wall, all the bricks are alike. They are non-living. They are giving just structural strength, physical strength to the wall. They are not active. They are not dynamic. They are not carrying out any activity. If you see a wall is made up of bricks. So no doubt these bricks are the units of the wall, means by which the wall is made. Yes, bricks are the units, but they are only the structural units. They does not perform any specific function. They are not functional. They are not dynamic. There is no activity inside the bricks. Just they are the physical units. And of course, all the bricks are of same size and same shape to make a wall. If you wanted to make a wall, you need to have same size and shaped bricks. Then easily, conveniently you can build a wall. It is not same with the case of cells. Living organisms are not made up of same kind of cells. Cells are of different shapes, sizes, cells are of different shapes. Certain cells are round, certain cells are oval, certain cells are polygonal, certain cells are rectangular. So in this way, the cells, they have different shapes. And the size of the cells are also different. Certain cells are of very big size, which are naked, which we can see with our naked eye. Like ostrich egg is a cell. The egg itself is a cell which we can see with our naked eye. And very tiny cells are there. And narrow cells have different shape like a tree. Star shaped cells are there. So elongated, pointed, spindle shaped cells are there. So in this way, the cells, they have different shapes and different sizes. And one more important difference that we can identify between the brick and cell is, cell is not only structural unit, cell is a functional unit. Cell itself is a functional. So we consider the cell as a structural as well as a functional unit of living organism. Cell not only gives a physical shape to the organism, cell not only gives physical strength to the organism, the cell, it is an active part of the organism. Inside the cell, there is so many activities going on. There are so many activities. A lot of metabolism goes on, reactions goes on inside the cell. So it is a dynamic unit. It is not just like a brick. It is not just like a rock. Cell is not just like a rock. Cell is an active unit. So you call it as a functional unit. So cell is a functional unit as well as structural unit. That means it gives physical strength to the organism and actively it helps the organism to live. You are living in the sense all your cells must be alive. Every cell must function. If one by one, all the cells stop functioning, the organism is dead. There is no life in the organism. If you consider that you have life, all your cells must have life. If all the cells stop functioning, then there is no living organism. The organism is dead. So, cell is the structural and functional unit. Of course, we have taken the bricks as an example, but exactly you cannot compare the cells with bricks. There is a lot of a difference. Bricks are just the structural structures which give physical support or strength to the wall, but whereas the cells, they make a part of the living organism. They are the structural as well as functional units of the living organism.